Morning, crime community. I'm here to read out a little chapter of an Edgar Allan Poe book called Some Passages in the Life of a Lion, Lionizing. All people went upon the 10 toes to wild wonderment. Bishop Hall's Satires. I am, that is to say, I was a great man, but I am neither the author of Junius or the man in the mask. For my name, I believe, is Robert Jones, and I was born somewhere in the city of Fumfudge. The first action of my life was taking hold of my nose with both hands. My mother saw this and called me a genius. My father wept for joy and presented me with a treatise of nosology. I was mastered before I was breeched. I now began to feel my way into the science, and I soon came to understand that, provided a man had a nose sufficiently conspicuous, he might be merely following it, arriving at a lionship. But my attention was not confined to theories alone. Every morning I gave my probesis a couple of pulls and swallowed a half a dozen of drams. Then I came to of age. My father asked me one day if I would step with him into the study. My son, he said, when we were seated, what is the chief end of your existence? My father, I answered, it isn't the study of nosology? And what, Robert, he inquired, is nosology? Sir, I said, it is the science of noses. And can you tell me, he demanded, what is the meaning of your nose? A nose, my father, I replied, greatly softened, have been variously defined by about 1,000 different authors. Here I pulled out my watch. It is now noon or whereabouts. We shall have time enough to get through with them all before midnight. To commence, then, the nose, according to Bartholomew, is that protuberance, that bump, that excretions, that will do, Robert interrupted the good old gentleman. I am thunderstruck at the extent of your information. I am positively upon my soul. Here he closed his eyes and placed his hands upon his heart. Come here to my arm. Your education may now be considered as finished. It is high time you should scuffle for yourself, and you cannot do a better thing than merely following your nose. So. Here he kicked me downstairs and out the door, so get out of my house and God bless you. And I felt within me the divine afflatus. I consider this accident rather formulate than otherwise. I resolved to be a guide by the paternal advice. I determined to follow my nose. I gave it a pull or two upon the spot and wrote a pamphlet of nosology forthwith. At Fudge was an uproar. Wonderful genius, said the Quarterly. Superb psychologist, said the Westminster. Clever fellow, said the Foreign. Fine writer, said the Edinburgh. Profound thinker, said the Dublin. Great man, said Bentley. Divine soul, said Fraser. One of us, said Blackwood. Who can he be, said Mrs. Blast Blue. What can he be, said big Miss Blast Blue. What can he be, said little Miss Blast Blue. But I paid these people no attention whatsoever. I just stepped into the shop of an artist. The Duchess of Bless My Soul was sitting for her portrait. The Marquis of So-So was holding the Duchess poodle. The Earl of this and that was flirting with her salts, and His Royal Highness of Touch Me Not was leaning back in her chair. I approached the artist and turned up my nose. Oh, beautiful, sighed her grace. Oh, my, lifts the Marquis. Oh, shocking, groaned the Earl. Oh, abominable, growled the Royal Highness. What will you take for it? Asked the artist. For his nose, growled her grace. 1,000 pounds. Said I, sitting down. 1,000 pounds? Inquired the artist musingly. 1,000 pounds, said I. Beautiful, she said, entranced. 1,000 pounds, said I. Do you warrant it? He asked, turning the nose to the light. I do, said I, blowing it well. It is quite original, he inquired, touching it with reverence. Humph, I said, twisting it to one side. Has no copy been taken? He demanded, surveying it through a microscope. Nope, said I, it's turned it up. Admirable, he ejaculated, quite thrown quite off guard by the beauty of the maneuver. 1,000 pounds, said I. 1,000 pounds, said he. Precisely, said I. 1,000 pounds, said he. Just so, said I. We shall have them, he said. What a piece of virtue. So he drew me a check upon the spot and took my sketch of my nose. I engaged in rooms in Jermyn Street and sent Her Majesty the 99th edition of the Nosology, with a portrait of my proboscis. That said little rake, the Prince of Wales, invited me to dinner. Were all lions and rhetorics? They were modern Platonists. He quoted Porphyry, Ibambliscus, Plotinus, Proclus, Herculesius, Maximus, Tyrannus, and Cyrenius. There are a human perfectibility man. He quoted Turgot, Price, Priestley, Condorcet, de Setail, and the ambitious students of ill health. There were Sir Positive Paradox. He observed that all the fools were philosophers and all the philosophers were fools. There were the Ecstasias Ethics. He spoke of fire, unity, and atoms, and bipart and pre-existent soul, affinity and discord, primitive and intelligence, homo Maria. There, this myself, I spoke of myself, of myself, of myself, of myself, of nosiology, of my pamphlet, of myself. I turned up my nose and spoke of myself. Marvelous, clever man, said the prince. Superb, says his guest, and next morning his grace of bless my soul paid me a visit. Will you go to Almack's, pretty creature, she said, tapping me under the chin. Your honor, said I. Nose and all, she asked. As I live, I replied. Here then is a card, my life. Shall I say you will be there? Dear Duchess, with all my heart. Pshaw, no, but with all your nose? Every bit of it, my love, said I, so I gave it a twist or two and found myself at Almack's. The rooms were crowded to suffocation. He is coming, said someone in the suitcase. He is coming, said someone farther up. He is coming, said someone still farther. He has come, explained the Duchess. He has come, the little love, the seizing me firmly by both hands. He kissed me thrice upon the nose. He marked sensation immediately ensued. Diavolo, cried Count Capornudi. Dios quarta, muttered Don Stiletto. Mili Torrenes, ejaculated the Prince of Grenoble. Townsend Teffel, growled the Elector of Buttenough. It was not to be borne. I grew angry. I turned short upon Bloodenough. Sir, I said to him, are you a baboon? Sir, he replied after a pause, Donner and Blitzen. This is all that could be desired. We exchanged cards. At Chalk Farm the next morning, I shot off his nose and then called on my friends. Fool, said the second. Dolt, said the third. Ass, said the fourth. Ninny, said the fifth. Noodle, said the sixth. Be off, said the seventh. And all this felt mortified. And so I called my father. Father, I asked, what is the chief end of my existence? My son, he replied, it is still the study of nosology. But in hitting the Elector upon the nose, you have overshot your mark. You are hitting the Elector upon your nose, you have overshot your mark. You have a fine nose, it is true, but then Bloodenough had none. You are damned, and he has become the hero of the day. I grant you that in the fudge, the greatness of the lion is in proportion to the size of his proboscis. But, good heavens, there is no competing with a lion who has no proboscis at all. And that's the end of that story of the passages of the life of the lion. If you think there's any enjoyment in this parable of faux short story, then please like and subscribe and share, and we will continue to read about Poe in another day.